I don't care what anybody says, but a guy should always be paying for dates. I already know the men are going to come in my comments crying and screaming. I don't care. If you are okay with splitting the bill, if you're okay with taking turns paying, if you're okay with being the one that's paying for most of the things, fine. That's on you, girl. But me, There are men out there who are literally paying for full-blown vacations for women, flying them out, paying for every single thing they could ever want. And you're going to let a man make you split on a first date? Some men are providers and some men aren't. Some men want to give you the world in that aspect, and some men want to do 50-50, and that's fine. That's not what I want. I'm sorry, but if I'm having your baby, if I'm giving birth to a whole ass human and going through everything that I have to do for that, I am not doing 50-50. It is not a crazy ass bitch. There are so many men out there who do it, trust me. And if a guy is asking you on a date and not paying, stop. You'll never hear from me again.
If a man asks you out and he's not willing to buy you a plate of food, how can you possibly think that this guy can take care of a family?
So you don't think that even after, let's say you go on a fourth date with someone, you don't think that you should be offering to pay for dinner once in a while or split it? Or
the girl should never offer to pay even 10 years into the marriage. What do you think is more valuable, Kristen? Your feminine energy or the $50 for the meal?
What if a guy just really doesn't have a lot of money? I mean, I went out with a guy recently. He was a great guy. And he told me on our second date, he's like, I don't have the means. He said to me, you have a certain lifestyle and I can't keep up with that. So
sounds like you dodged a bullet. Why would any girl want to date a broke guy?
Well, 100%. And I've dated some guys where I've paid for everything. And I'm very traditional in the sense, right? Like I want to be the woman in the relationship because I'm so masculine in my everyday life that when it comes to a relationship, I want to be the feminine. I want a guy to take care of me.
We're not asking a guy to pay for a house. He's just paying for a meal. Like if you can't afford to pay for the meal, find someone else.
Who should pay for date night? Although the answer to this is very simple because it's always the one who does the invitation who should pay. I know that many women feel uncomfortable when the bill comes and they're just sitting there without doing anything. Because nowadays you're supposed to show your independence as a woman by pulling out your wallet as well. But here's the problem with that. When the bill comes and you offer to pay half of it, you are basically the one who says that I am willing to accept a relationship that's based on a 50-50 situation. But if you're looking for a masculine man who's able to take the lead in a relationship, he should take you out for dinner and pay for it because it's more a symbolic gesture that shows that he can take on responsibilities. And if you as a woman want to do something back for him because he's been taking you out now for 10-20 times and he has been paying all this time, then do this. You could organize 2 tickets for a very nice concert that you know he would like to go. Or you could organize a private tour in a museum one morning. Or if you know that he likes to play tennis, why don't you book a tennis court for the 2 of you? And you know what else you can do? You can cook for him one night. Because every man secretly wishes that he will meet a woman who can make a home-cooked meal. And let me give you this tip for the next time a man invites you for dinner. As soon as the bill arrives on the table, you will thank him. Because like that, you will give him a clear message of what kind of woman you are. And by appreciating him in a sweet and loving way, you will inspire him to take you out again.
If the guy that you are dating or going on dates with asks you to chip in or pay your own share, or would be hoping that you would actually pay his share of the date, it 100% means that he is not going to want to spend on you. That is the truth. And this becomes extremely difficult if you really do end up being with him, spending your life with him, and if you potentially end up having kids. Because he will always brush that 50-50 thing in your face and say things like, oh, but don't you want to show your independence, etc. You don't have to prove your independence to a man. So if the guy asks you to pay on first dates, I actually view that as a red flag.
Please don't do these embarrassing things when the bill comes and you're like fumbling in your wallet or like checking your phone or going to the bathroom in order to avoid the bill or the check. Don't do that stuff. Please have some like self-worth and elegance about it. You know what I mean? If he is the one, which I presume he is, because why would you have asked him out? He's the one who asked you out. He's the one who's invited you to frequent, to visit into his world. He's asked you on the date. He's like, hey, beautiful lady, I want to show you, let me show you the world. I'm Aladdin, and I want to show you my world. I want to take you somewhere, and let's see if you like it, because that's what a date should be. If the guy makes this amount of money, he shouldn't be taking you out to a hugely expensive this style restaurant. He should be taking you to a this style restaurant. It can be a Nando's. It could be a McDonald's. I don't care. If that's where he goes and where he can take you comfortably, that's where he should be taking you. The reason you should not pay on the first date is, number one, it's social norms, it's rules. He's the one who's asked you. He's the one who's asked for your time. He wants to take you out. But number two is because he is showing you his lifestyle. And also, if he does take you out and he takes you somewhere ridiculous and he's all stressed that he can't pay, you need to know what kind of man you're dealing with. You need to know if he's got sense about him or not, how that's going to move forward. You need to know if he's got his ones and twos lined up. So, when the bill comes, don't go to the bathroom. Don't try and reach for your wallet like a dingbat. Like, don't do all this stuff. Have some decorum about yourself. Just look at him, and when it comes and he pays, say, thank you for inviting me. I really enjoyed myself. That's it. You don't need to like do a song and dance like about, oh my God, no one ever treated me this way. Oh my God, you're so amazing. Let me kiss your bum. Just thank the person. Because most of the time, people do want to do something nice for you. Most of the time, people are good people. And if he's there huffing and puffing about it, despite having invited you, oh my God, don't we want to see that in the beginning? Don't we want to see that he's going to do some stupidness like that already? Also, start how you mean to continue. A lot of you who follow me want a masculine man and you want to be in your feminine and you want to start a family. So don't do false advertising. Don't tell him you're going to pay for him on the first date. Ridiculous. Don't do all that, because you want to be authentic. You want to be authentically who you are. So start as you mean to go on. Otherwise, it's trickery as well.
Ladies, if you pull your card out during a date and he lets you pay, Habibti, never ever see that guy again. Yalla.
I'm going to tell you why I would personally never date a man who didn't pay for the first date. Let's start off with the basics. When a guy shows up to the first date, it takes him, 10 minutes to get ready? I'm already investing more. It takes me a long time to put on my makeup, do my hair, pick an outfit. Let's be real, all of those things cost money. Second off, I am a very generous person. I pay for my friends when we go out for a meal. I treat everyone for their birthday. The person I date needs to have roughly similar values, at least towards me. Generosity and wealth are two different things. I don't care, take me to McDonald's, but pay for it. Having the intention to pay is a sign of respect. My biggest nightmare in a relationship is nickel and diming, like you charging me $2.43 after we got some snacks at a gas station. Either I will pay for the whole thing, or you should pay for the whole thing. Now, after the first date, we can figure out a system that works for us. I don't care.
Women don't pay on dates.
Dating a man who can't help you financially is a waste of time. A lot of these men have no plans on building with you. They just want all the benefits of having you with none of the responsibility. I'm not saying a man should pay a woman's bills as soon as he meets her, but if he's not in a position to provide and help financially and not willing to help as the relationship grows, then he's wasting your time. Real men are providers, and a man who's not a provider leaves a woman to do it all by herself. That's when women get burnt out and eventually frustrated from a man not handling his responsibilities. A woman should not be struggling financially with a grown man lying next to her. Period.
Dear girls, if you know you're not going to love that man, kindly don't eat their money. Don't eat their money. I have realized lately, men have not taken it lightly. They go as much as going to the super witches. As long as you've eaten their money and you know you're not going to love them, you'll pay for it. I met a gentleman today who said, this woman ate my money. But I've been going through a series of research, and I got super witchcraft that will make her bleed for the rest of her life. But I'm contemplating, what should I do? Should I go ahead and do it, or I should just let it be? But she really hurt my feelings, took my money. Ladies, watch out. Lately, men have a lot of power and witchcraft. You pay for it softly and painfully. Eat the money.